set to take on the Cleveland Indians here at the ballpark. And if Detroit combines for 3 or more home runs in this game, bring a copy of the box score to Arby's tomorrow. Get a free regular roast beef sandwich. You can find a copy of the box score in your local newspaper or at foxsports.com in the Major League Baseball section. Here is the starting lineup tonight for the visiting Cleveland Indians. Asdrubal Cabrera leads it off. He'll play shortstop. Grady Sizemore in center field batting second. Victor Martinez will do the catching and hit third. Shin-Soo Choo is out and left cleaning up, followed by Travis Hafner, Johnny Peralta, Ryan Garco enjoying a 10-game streak, Luis Valbuena and Ben Francisco rounding out the lineup for the Indians. Here is the Dodge scouting report on Armando Galarraga.
Well, Galarraga quietly regaining the form which allowed him to win 13 games last year and got off to a 3-0 start this year. And one of the reasons why he's doing a much better job is he's found the strike zone. Had 7 strikeouts the last time out there, and he only walked 1. And he may as well finish on a strong note. It will be a while before Galarraga gets the ball again. He won't get it until they get back here at Comerica Park after the All-Star break. Let's take a look at the defense behind Galarraga in this ball game. You've got Rayburn, you got Granderson, you got Thomas in the outfield. You've got Inge, Everett, Polanco, Cabrera. They round out the infield. Gerald Blair, G Money, back behind the dish today. And, of course, always your Tigers defense is presented by your Chrysler and Jeep Superstore.
So it has taken a while, but the ERA of Galarraga is starting to go south now, which is good news for him.
Well, he just needs to continue to pitch better. We already know they've got a couple of guys at the top of the rotation that are tremendous in Verlander and Jackson. So the other 3 just need to go out and compete.
So Mr. Galarraga ready to go to work, and Asdrubal Cabrera leads it off. The Detroit Stars and the Cleveland Buckeyes tonight as we celebrate Negro League Baseball, the annual Negro League weekend here at the ballpark. Cabrera batting .298. Takes the first pitch of the ball game up high. 1 ball and no strikes. What a gorgeous night for baseball here. Skies are clear, 83 degrees. 2-0 on Cabrera, who has hit safely in his last 3. In the leadoff slot these days for the Indians, Grady Sizemore batting in the 2 slot. There's a strike from Galarraga, 2-1. Armando making his 18th start. Looking for his 6th win. And that is pulled over the head of the second baseman Polanco, and the leadoff man is on for Cleveland. Leadoff single for Cabrera, his 2nd hit of the series.
The center fielder, number 24, Grady Sizemore.
And that'll bring up Grady Sizemore. Slow night last night for Grady. He was 0 for 5, and his average now is down to .229. Talk about the fact that Sizemore has been bothered by a bad elbow, inflammation in that left elbow, which caused him to miss about a month of the year. And Galarraga misses, down low, 1-0. Sizemore still has 47 RBIs, so in that respect, the number's not all that bad. He knocked in 90 from the leadoff slot last year, which was more than any other leadoff hitter.
Sizemore, a lot like Granderson for the Tigers. As he goes, so do the Indians. I know right now he is struggling, and that's the reason why Cabrera is leading off. But when Grady's at the top of their batting order, that's when Cleveland usually is at their best.
The 1-1 showing bunt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. You're just so used to seeing Sizemore have a much higher batting average, but his power number is really not all that bad. He has 9 steals as well this year.
Well, he's a tremendous player. There's no debate about that. As Eric Wedge looks on.
Not really a good double play candidate. He can run, and out of the left side of the box, he's bounced into only 2 double plays this year.
Galarraga does not necessarily have a great move for a right-handed pitcher, but very few do. Verlander's an exception to the rule with his quick feet. But what Galarraga will do when a guy's on first base that has the ability to run is he will vary the times as to how long he holds the ball while standing on the rubber. So you can't really gauge when he's throwing the ball home.
Runner goes, and it's lined into right field. On the move is Thomas. It'll drop in, a base hit. Cabrera is on his way to third base, and the Indians are off and running in this one. They have back-to-back hits to put runners at first and third.
The catcher, number 41, Victor Martinez.
It looked like Grady went down and got himself a pretty good pitch. Two-seam fastball that appeared to be down. But he was able to hit the ball in the right field. Good base running by Cabrera. He held up momentarily to make sure the ball was not going to be caught. And once he saw the ball find some grass in the outfield, he was able to get to third. No problem.
Sizemore has his first hit in the series, and now you've got to face the number 3 hitter, Victor Martinez. He's their all-star this year, an all-star for the third time in his career.
He is one of the best hitters in the American League, and he happens to be a switch hitter.
That is lifted in the air. Center field, Granderson camping under it. Cabrera tagging at third. Curtis's throw is going to be tardy. And a sac fly for Martinez, an RBI. Cleveland scores first tonight. 1-0 Indians. RBI 59 for Victor Martinez. Sizemore holding at first base on the play. That'll bring up Shin-Soo Choo. Nice season for Choo. He was hitless last night, 0 for 2, but he walked a couple of times. In fact, the only 2 walks that Edwin Jackson gave up in the ball game last evening. Choo has turned into a very nice player for them, and when you start to look at trades and evaluate them, this has been a pretty good deal. They gave up Ben Broussard and got him from Seattle.
He's a good fastball hitter, that's for sure.
And he drives one to right field. It is caught on a line by Thomas. He'll throw back to first base, but tardy.
And apparently all their hitters are coming to the plate very aggressive today. First 4 hitters all hitting from the left side, all pulling the baseball into right field. So apparently they're going to be aggressive today. And Galarraga may want to throw an off-speed pitch or 2.
So Armando trying to limit the damage here. 1 run in, 2 gone. Here's Travis Hafner. 1 for 4 in the ball game last night. Hafner also spent a lot of time on the DL this year with a shoulder problem, which pretty much limited his effectiveness last year as well.
That's why so many people picked the Indians to win the division in 2009. They felt like Hafner would be healthy all year along with Victor Martinez. Both guys missed considerable time in 2008.
Grounded foul. Yeah, and really, Rod, when you look at the type and caliber of player they are, I mean, those are 2 really big guns to miss out of your lineup.
Well, at least that's what their track record says. Yeah, they both have some real nice numbers on the backs of their bubblegum card. Hafner for about a 3-year stretch there. There was no more feared left-handed hitter in the American League Central.
He was knocking in 100 runs annually. Now the 0-2.
Well, here's the numbers that he was putting up in 05, 06, 07. 33, 42, 24 home runs. You see the last 2 years, he just has not gotten it done. But he hasn't been healthy either. And Sizemore, it looks like he's going to attempt to steal a base here. And it's not all bad to run in this count. Usually when Galarraga gets ahead of a left-handed hitter, 1 ball and 2 strikes, he throws a breaking ball. So if a breaking ball is coming, it makes it easier for Sizemore to steal second base.
Of course, Gerald Laird has been very good at throwing runners out at 41%. And Sizemore has been caught 7 times this year to go with his 9 steals.
That's a high total.
Not very productive in that respect, at least running the bases. Not going there, and Galarraga misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
What a lovely night tonight in downtown Detroit.
It's about as good as it gets, I think.
Boy, perfect.
And a huge crowd again. Not too many tickets available tonight. Again, standing room out in right center and left center, enjoying the game as well. It's fouled off. Most of the stadium covered by the shadows, at least at this point in the game. There are some sunny areas on the field and in the seats. If you're down the first baseline, you're okay. If you're down the third baseline, you got a little sun to deal with. And again, 83 degrees, our game time temp. 2-2 on Travis Hafner. Pulled foul. Hafner came off the disabled list on June the 5th. Armando's last start, he gave up just 1 run in 7 innings against Kansas City. Struck out 7 in that game and limited the walks. He had only 1. Missed it. Now the count fills at 3-2. We'll give the runner at first a head start. Grady Sizemore will be on the move. Johnny Peralta waiting on deck. This will be the 8th pitch coming up in this at bat. And here it is. He got him, strike 3 on the outside corner. So Galarraga gives up just the 1 run. They strand 1. Middle of the first, 1-0 Cleveland. Features Inge, Laird, who's been pretty hot offensively, and Adam Everett batting 9th, playing shortstop. Bernstein Advantage brings you the scouting report on the Indians. Carl Pavano. Get the Bernstein Advantage. We go to bat for you.
Yeah, Pavano's been a nice sign for the Indians. They signed him in the offseason to be their number 5 starter. He has kind of worked his way up to being their number 2 starter, and because of it, he's finally healthy. In 4 years with the New York Yankees, he only made 26 starts. He's also gone from a guy that used to have an overpowering fastball in the mid-90s to sort of a finesse pitcher. 2-seam fastballs, changeups, breaking balls. Very rarely touches 90 miles an hour anymore.
He's adapted. And he will face Granderson, Polanco, and Cabrera. Tigers down by a run in the first. Curtis looks at a ball outside. Granderson 3 for 14 on the homestand, batting .254 overall. Headed to the All-Star game this year, his first All-Star selection. And the first of many, you would assume. Granderson, along with Inge, Verlander, and Jackson. You know by now, the Tigers well represented. Pavano's 1-1. Slice to left field, base hit. He went the other way, and Granderson has a leadoff single.
Let's take a look at the Indians defense, brought to you by Honda Bloomfield. You've got Sensu Chu in left field with a tremendous throwing arm. He has 8 assists in the outfield. You've got Peralta, Cabrera, Valbuena, Garco in the infield. Victor Martinez behind the plate. He kind of alternates between that catcher spot and first base these days for Eric Wedge.
Well, here is Polanco with Granderson aboard. Curtis 15 steals this year. He's been caught 4 times. And Pavano stepping off as Polanco waits patiently at home plate. Tigers have the tying run on very quickly in this one. Down the middle it comes for strike 1.
And you can run with Pavano on the mound. There's been 21 steals already this year, while he's been towing the rubber. And whether it be Shopik or Martinez, they've only caught 5. So he's a guy that you can run on.
Yeah, neither Shopik nor Martinez has a very good percentage at throwing runners out. So you wonder if Jim Leyland will be aggressive here in the very first inning, down by a run.
On occasion, Granderson will get the green light until Gene Lamont stops him. Andy Van Slyke, the first base coach, also has the luxury with certain guys of allowing them to run as well. If Andy feels like it's a good matchup, he'll whisper in Grandy's ear, "You've got the okay to go, and I'll deal with the skipper if you get thrown out."
Polanco takes inside, 1 ball and 1 strike on Placido.
I think that's the confidence that Jim has in his coaching staff. And whether it be Lamont or Van Slyke or Belliard or any of the coaches that he has on his staff, they're there for a reason. And he said he simply does not want them agreeing with him all the time.
Well, when it comes to stealing bases, you would assume that Van Slyke would have a pretty good feel for that. Little chopper hit slowly towards short. Cabrera to second one, and the relay got him, a double play.
Plus it took Polanco a long time to get out of the box.
The ball was not hit all that hard.
Very slow developing double play. Nice firm feed though by Cabrera, and that kind of makes the play. That feed that he gave to Valbuena, it was firm.
This will tell us. Ooh. Awfully close. No argument though. 2 gone. It's Mike Estabrook down at first base. Cabrera bangs one foul back out of play. Miguel with a 10-game hitting streak. He's on a roll right now. His average at .322.
These two are teammates in Florida. Cabrera and Pavano.
One ball, 1 strike. Let's go back and look at that Polanco play again. I think he might have been safe. Yep, looks like it. Yeah, you win some, you lose some.
Yep.
That is line foul. Ooh, did he catch that ball?
He sure did.
Wow. Nice play. He's playing it cool, too.
You can't make a better catch than that.
No, that was nice. Lean and reach. Swing and a miss. And Cabrera is out of there. First strikeout of the game for Pavano. On our way to the second. Since 1849, your Motor City Dodge dealers. Comcast, there are over 10,000 on-demand choices from Comcast. Most are free. And by Arby's Bacon Cheddar Roast Burger Sandwich. Try it today. It'll have you saying, I'm thinking Arby's. Back here at the ballpark. We're handing out Detroit Stars caps to those entering the ballpark here tonight as we celebrate the Negro Leagues and Negro League weekend. The Detroit Stars and the Cleveland Buckeyes going at it tonight. Johnny Peralta leading it off. He'll be followed by Ryan Garco and then Luis Valbuena. Galarraga gave up a couple of hits in the first, but minimal damage, just one run. Lifted in the air down the right field line. Sailing back toward the seats and out of play. Peralta at 257. He's at 6 home runs this year. He is the club's all-time home run leader at the shortstop position with 87. Playing third base these days. And a bouncing ball left side. Inge on the charge. One away.
How do you think Brandon will do in the home run hitting contest?
Good question. You know, those are so unpredictable. A lot of times when you look at the field, you pick a guy who's probably going to run away with it in your mind, but then it ends up being someone else. I think he's got a good home run swing. I think he'll do fine.
I think he's got a legitimate shot of representing the American League against the National League in the finals. I don't know if he'll win it, but I think he has a chance of coming out of the American League as the representative for the championship. I mean, when you're talking about a guy that can hit a golf ball 300 yards, he can kick a field goal 50 yards. I mean, he's a freak.
Athletically,
he really is. I think a lot of people don't really know that about Brandon, but I think Sports Illustrated did something last year, and they took a poll of all the major league players, and obviously some know Brandon. They said that he was the best all-around athlete, so to speak.
I would not disagree with that, based on what you had just talked about, his different skills in so many different sports. Good pitch and a strike called, and Garco is out of there. Second strikeout for Galarraga.
One thing the Indians hitters will do, they will guess while they're standing in that batter's box. They're not the only team in the big leagues that does that. Yeah, but you can clearly tell when they have one or two of their players sitting on one particular pitch.
There's Valbuena. Here's a question regarding your topic that you just brought up. Do you think that guys that get into home run hitting contests have their swings messed up?
No, I don't really buy into that. Although history says otherwise with a few guys. And it's been happening lately, too.
Yeah. That's tap foul.
You know who else is going to do well in the home run hitting contest? Joe Mauer.
You think so, huh?
Oh, you ever watch him take BP in that Metrodome?
Yeah, that's true. He does hit the ball a long way. And you got to believe it's going to be really hot in St. Louis, so I'm sure the ball's going to be jumping out of that yard.
And I don't know for sure, but I've heard that those balls that they use in the home run hitting contest are usually wound a little tighter.
Really?
Yeah, than the normal ones.
It's just a rumor, huh?
Yeah. Which means they go a little further.
Yeah, back in 2005, guys were hitting the statues here at Comerica Park. Down goes Valbuena, and a nice inning for Galarraga. 3 strikeouts for the game. .338. Which team will be the Tigers' toughest competition in the second half? White Sox, Twins, Royals, or Indians? A, B, C, or D to 37338. And we'll have the final results on Tigers Live after the game, so stick around for that. Meanwhile, Marcus Thames leads it off, then Clete Thomas and Ryan Rayburn. Marcus pops it up. Behind home plate, is there room? Oh, there was, but Martinez could not make the play. He was battling that screen and got hooked into it a little bit. Did it hit the screen? I don't think it did.
I couldn't really tell.
I don't think it did. Here's the 0-2. That'll be put in play into center field. Sizemore started back. And out number 1 is recorded. Now Clete Thomas. The left-handed side of the platoon in right field now for the Tigers. Maglio will play against lefties and Thomas against righties. Thomas looks at a strike. 0-1 on Cleat, batting .244. He's 2 for 5 in the homestand. He was called up prior to the game on Wednesday against Kansas City. Little looper the other way. It's going to drop. Base hit. So Cleat goes opposite field, as he will very often. Second Tigers hit.
You can see the changeup grip in the hand of Pavano, and this ball just kind of tails down and away from Cleat. But Cleat not overswinging these days. He simply took what Pavano gave him, and that was a single the opposite way with that changeup.
Now Ryan Rayburn. That's driven in the air. Hit well, left center field. Sizemore going back to the track. He can't get it. Thomas coming to third. They are going to send him home. And Cleat will score standing up. It's a triple for Ryan Rayburn. 1-1 ball game.
I think Rayburn watched the way that they pitched to Cabrera and also Marcus Thames with that little two-seam fastball running inside. He absolutely clobbered one, and Grady Sizemore a couple of inches away from making a spectacular catch. And once Cleat saw the ball fall, he was going to be able to score rather easily.
RBI 23 for Ryan Rayburn at third now with 1 out of the infield coming in for the Cleveland Indians. RBI chance for Brandon Inge.
Sizemore had to run a country mile for that ball, and he almost got to it.
I thought he was going to make the catch on that play.
Well, we're just so used to him making spectacular plays when he's playing center field. And Lincoln Mercury Exmo will really tell us how close he got to it. Take a look at that. Huh.
Swing and a miss. 1-2 on Brandon Inge. For Brandon this year, 54 RBIs. That still leads the Tigers ball club. Cabrera at 48 is second on that list. 17 multi-RBI games this year. No Tiger has had more, and with the infield in here, great opportunity to drive in a 1-out run. And he's going to do it with a base hit to right. Inge gets the job done. He goes the other way. 3 straight Tigers hits. '55 RBIs for Brandon Inge. Here comes Gerald Laird. Meanwhile, Galarraga now has been given a 2-1 lead. Laird at 244. Gerald 1 for 3 in the ball game last night. Had a double and an RBI. Pavano, helped out by a double play in the first, has been the victim now of 3 hits. It all started with that flare by Cleat Thomas to left. Laird in his last 15 games is hitting at a .340 clip. Tigers already have put up 4 hits in this game. They got to Cliff Lee early last night with a ton of hits before Lee really settled in. Inge gets back in there. You see a couple of these Indians pitchers have given up a lot of hits. In fact, some of the most in the American League.
Yeah, they both pitch to a lot of contact. They don't walk a lot of people.
Lovano, 33 years old, out of New Britain, Connecticut. Made 7 starts with the Yankees. But coming into this one here tonight, 17 starts for the Cleveland Indians this year.
He only made 26 combined starts for the New York Yankees in 4 years.
That's not a lot of return on the investment, is it?
He won 18 games for the Florida Marlins in 2004 and signed a 4-year contract to pitch for the Yankees. Elbow, shoulder, back ailments kept him on the disabled list.
Grounded left side. Nice play there by Cabrera. Here comes the turn by Valbuena. It's another double play, but the Tigers take the lead. Clay Thomas starts it off with a base hit. Rayburn cashes him in. Tigers get
contract with Branch Rickey.
Galarraga back at the hill facing Ben Francisco of the Indians.
That was 62 years ago.
1947. Man.
Yeah. You know what's kind of strange, though, is the fact that Larry Doby, who also was signed out of the Negro Leagues, and he made his debut with the Cleveland Indians. He came only 11 weeks after Jackie, but we don't talk about him in the same light.
Inge gobbles it up. And Francisco is out, one away.
I mean, only 11 weeks, and he was always asked the question, did you go through the same stuff that Jackie went through? And he said, come on now, it was only 11 weeks after Jackie broke the color barrier.
Yeah, that was July 5th of 1947. Jackie was April 15th of 47.
Bill Veeck signed Larry Doby. And then once Bill Veeck was the owner of the Chicago White Sox, he made Larry Doby the second African-American manager. Frank Robinson was the first.
Asdrubal Cabrera, the batter. Doby played for the Tigers in 1959. So he had history with both of these teams here tonight. 1-1 is a wave and a miss. Cabrera singled and scored back in the first. Tigers 2, Indians 1 as we play in the top of the third. Galarraga has retired 6, make it 7 in a row, after giving up the back-to-back hits in that first inning. 2-2 pitch. In the air toward left field. Ryan Rayburn is there. 2 gone.
The center fielder, Grady Sizemore.
We'll bring up Grady Sizemore here with 2 outs. Grady had a base hit back in the first inning. And that was his first hit in the series. Indians came into play at 34-53. Tigers at 9 over. 47-38. Here's the 1-0 to Sizemore. 2 balls, no strikes. Well, Armando got the month of July off to a great start with his 7 innings of just 1-run baseball against the Royals back on the 6th. Driven to right field. Thomas won't get it. It'll get by him. It's going to go to the wall, and Sizemore is off to the races. He can really run, and there he goes to third base, and he will be in there with a triple. The second triple in this game already. 1 for Rayburn, and now 1 for Sizemore. He's 2 for 2.
Well, when you get yourself in a predictable fastball count and you have the kind of hand quickness that Sizemore has, and more often than not, it's not going to be good for the pitcher. And this looks more like the Grady Sizemore that we've watched the last number of years in a Cleveland uniform.
So the tying run just 90 feet away from home plate, and here's Victor Martinez trying to score him with a 2-out hit. Ball 1 inside. It's the 3rd hit of the game now for Cleveland. Martinez with 59 RBIs.
I was watching some of our replay game last night. I love the fact that it comes on at midnight these days, so I don't have to stay up so late to watch it. But I was watching Martinez's approach. He recognizes breaking balls very early, especially the ones that are out of the strike zone, and he just kind of spits on them. Usually when he sees that breaking ball, if it's one that he really can't get to, he doesn't swing at it. And I guess that's how you win batting titles in the minor leagues, and I guess that's how you're a perennial 300 hitter when you're healthy.
He won, I think, a couple of batting titles in the minors. You can see the month of July has not been very kind to him, but he is an all-star.
You know, without getting a chance to watch him play every single day, it's kind of hard to tell as far as the numbers are concerned, because I'm sure teams have started to pitch around him and are really not giving him anything to hit, because he was really the only one in their batting order that was doing anything.
3-1 pitch. And he didn't get much there. Ball 4.
I'm sure he's gotten a lot of that. I don't know for certain, but I'm pretty sure that was by design. They were not going to allow Victor to drive in that second run. They'll take their chances with Chu.
And it was Chu last night that didn't get a whole lot from Edwin Jackson. Jackson walked him in the first 2 at-bats. But now he's got a chance to tie this one up. Hit the ball hard his last time up back in the first inning.
Well, you just want to stay out of fastball counts with Chu. Because if you get 2-1 and 3-1 and you're forced to throw on a fastball, he'll hit it hard somewhere. Got crossed up there. Seemed like it.
And that's not a good thing with the runner at third base. Time called now, and here comes Rick Knapp.
Yeah, Rick Knapp saw something too.
So after 2 quick outs, a triple and a walk, and for Galarraga, we talked about his quick start. And when you look at his monthly numbers, look at his April numbers, but then May was really just one of those months that he wanted to forget. Started to rebound a little bit in June.
A couple no decisions in July, but he's pitched well.
So Chu is ahead in the count. And and 6 for 15 career against Galarraga with a home run. Two and 0.
This may have been one of those trips to the mound by Rick Knapp to tell Galarraga, you don't necessarily have to give in to Chew either, because the guy in the on deck circle, even though he has been dangerous, he has not been all that dangerous this year.
2-1 on Shin-Soo Choo.
And that would be Travis Hafner. They're running 5 straight left-handers to the plate tonight against Galarraga.
Well, it's 3-1. I don't know. Any way you look at it, you may be right. I mean, they may not be trying to pitch to Chew here, but Hafner now, or Hafner 5 years ago, is always a scary proposition with the bases loaded. He did strike Hafner out back in the first inning. Chew, though, having himself a nice year, near the 300 mark. He's knocked in 54.
Laird adamant about wanting a fastball, and Galarraga does not want to throw a fastball. He continues to put the one down, and finally he gets his way. But Galarraga didn't want to throw it, though.
Back-to-back walks. It's going to load the bases for Travis Hafner.
The designated hitter.
So a jam now for Armando, and they'll get the bullpen working. Here's Hafner. 9 grand slams in the career of Travis Hafner, but this season 0 for 6 with the bases full. Sizemore, the runner, down at third base. And then you've got Martinez and Chew. And tonight the Indians getting some offense from their top 2 hitters. Last night they combined to go 1 for 8. Tonight already 3 for 4. We're talking about Cabrera and Sizemore. And a little looper into left field, sinking and off the glove of Rayburn. Hafner dumps one into shallow left field. 2 runs come in, and the Indians lead 3-2. Again, a game of inches.
Well, Hafner knew he was going to get a strike. He knew he was going to get a first pitch fastball as well, because he had just walked the previous 2 hitters. And Rayburn comes in, and the ball is in his glove, and then when the glove makes contact with the grass, it kind of just falls out.
That's a bad break right there. He caught that ball, and then it just looped out. So Cleveland back on top, 3-2. That is their 4th hit of the game. They look to add to that lead now. Strike 1 on Peralta. Hafner with RBIs 21 and 22. Left side, diving stop Inge to his feet to throw him out at second. Brandon Inge stretching out to his left, making an all-star play.
thrilling moment of the 2009 MLB All-Star Game, including President Obama throwing out the first pitch during the Pepsi All-Star pregame show. Coverage begins Tuesday at 8 p.m. live from St. Louis, only on Fox.
Hey, an All-Star promo over an All-Star play.
Saved a run.
And it's 3-2 Cleveland in the lead now as we go to the bottom of the third. It'll be Adam Everett leading it off. Everett, then Granderson, and then Placido Polanco. Carl Pavano has been given the lead again after surrendering it back in the second. Chopper to the shortstop. As Drupal Cabrera throws him out. One gone. Now the top of the order, Curtis Granderson. Granderson a single his first time. He raced on a double play eventually. The uniform's dirty already. Strike one. Pavano in his time with the New York Yankees, we were talking about the fact that he was injured very often. He was on the disabled list every year with the Yankees, 05, 06, 07, and last year 08, with an assortment of injuries. But the Indians felt that maybe he was past those injury problems, signed him to a contract, and he's been able to be fairly durable this year. Swing and a miss. We got Granderson to chase. Two gone. Well, here's a reminder. Party suites for select Tigers home games in July are on sale now. They include a $300 food credit. For more information, call 313-471-BALL or log on to Tigers.com. Here's Polanco with two outs. He knocked into a 6-4-3 double play. And Pavano actually has had two of those turned behind him. Pavano, by the way, has gone strike one on 10 of the first 11 hitters that he's faced. He has two strikeouts in the game. Here's the 0-2 to Polanco. Checked it and rolled it right back to the mound. So the Tigers go quickly and quietly. 3 in the books here at Comerica. 3-2 Cleveland. Negro Leagues weekend here at the ballpark. Celebrating a lot of the great players in the Negro Leagues.
There he is. Satchel Paige.
Ryan Garco leads it off here in the fourth. He'll be followed by Valbuena and then Ben Francisco.
Did you know that Satchel Paige played in an all-star game at age 47?
I did not know that.
Age 47, he played in an all-star game.
1 ball and 1 strike. That misses high. Run it to 2-1 on Ryan Garco. Well, these two teams being represented here tonight, the Cleveland Buckeyes, they were established actually first in Cincinnati and then moved to Cleveland. They won the Negro League World Series in 1945. Wave and a miss. The Stars, meanwhile, perennially were really good teams here in Detroit. They were founded much earlier, 1919. The 2-2. Rolled toward the shortstop, Adam Everett. Routine play. Garco is 0 for 2.
The second baseman.
Well, here's some Cleveland Buckeye footage. You remember number 25, don't you?
No, do you?
I do not.
number 17. Yeah, they were established in 1942, originally in Cincinnati, and then they moved to Cleveland the next year. It's kind of hard to call your team the Cleveland Buckeyes are playing in Cincinnati. 0-1 on Luis Valbuena. Lifted in the air and hit well. Right field. Thomas on the run, looking up. It's off the wall. Valbuena, he's going to try for 3. Here comes Polanco's relay. There is a play. Got him! Oh, what a throw by Polanco. Right on the money to nail Valbuena. What a relay.
You know, we always talk about Polanco being a heads-up player, but if Clete Thomas doesn't get over and barehand this ball and give him a firm throw, nothing happens. The crowd is basically telling Polanco that Valbuena is trying to stretch that double into a triple, and boy, what a throw and what a tag.
Right on the money. And Valbuena disagreed with the call. I think he felt that he wasn't tagged. Double 9-4-5 on the putout. That could turn out to be a big play. Thomas starting it with a perfect throw to the relay man. Here's Ben Francisco. That is lifted in the air toward left. Ryan Rayburn is under it. And just like that, the inning is over. Nothing happens for the Indians. We go to the bottom of the fourth, 3-2. played in. Good luck on this one. The answer is Mack Park, Hamtramck Stadium, and DeQuinder Park. So there you go. I assume Mack Park was on Mack, Hamtramck Stadium was in Hamtramck, and DeQuinder Park was probably on DeQuinder.
I'll roll with that.
I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just guessing.
I'm rolling with you, though. I co-sign with you.
Because I need a co-signer on most nights. That is for certain. There's Cabrera leading it off, then Thames and Thomas. Tigers down by a run. Pavano got him 1-2-3 on a 10-pitch third inning. A little chopper hit slowly toward third, charging Peralta. Well, one away here in the fourth, and we want to remind you about something tonight. As you may or may not know, this game is available in crystal clear high definition. It's stunning high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD. And as always, it is sponsored by Comcast. And what a stunning night it is. Temperatures still in the 80s. Skies are clear. Turning into a beautiful night. Big swing by Marcus. He was jammed 0-1.
Well, apparently that's how they're going to try to get Marcus out. And tonight by crowding him with good two-seam fastballs, at least initially. They did the same thing to Cabrera his first time up. That second pitch, a breaking ball away from Marcus. Very few pitches have Pavano thrown right down the heart of the plate. Either he's been way inside against the right-handed batters or off the plate outside to the righties.
Pulled over the head of the shortstop into left field, and Mr. Thames has a single.
Without even seeing a replay, this changeup was probably off the plate outside, but Marcus has got some range with his bat, and he can get to it. And that's a ball off the plate similar to the ball that he hit out of the ballpark last night against Cliff Lee. Was that Lee he got last night?
It was. Was it? And they got me double check. You mean on the home run?
Yeah.
No, that was Smith.
Smith. He had a little slider away. Sorry, Cliffy.
Joe Smith gave that up. You think Joe Smith has an alias?
Probably.
Here's the 1-0. Fouled away. He's the one guy that when he travels with the ball club does not need an alias when he checks into hotels. Thomas had a single, scored a run back in the second. Cleat one of 3 straight hits in that second inning. Two balls, 1 strike. Well, I think it's been a small sampling here, but we've seen kind of the new look that Thomas is trying to produce at the plate, shortening the swing a little bit and putting the ball in play. He's always been very good at hitting the ball the other way. 3 hits on the homestand now for Cleat. Goes the other way, but fouls it back out of play. 2-2.
Cleat has a chance to be a good big league player. He can do a lot of things well. He's good in the outfield with a good throwing arm. He's a good base runner. He's got some speed, and he's got occasional power. And Leland kind of likes what Cleat brings to the dance every night.
The 2-2 is inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Well, he does so many things well. He can hit for power. He's got a tremendous throwing arm. Good outfielder. Can run. Try to get something started here with 1 out after the Marcus Thames single. Runner going. And it's into left field. Barely. Thames going to third, and he is in there. Cleat with a cue shot to left.
He kind of hit it like Pavano threw it. I believe it was a changeup, and Leland showing some confidence in him, sending Marcus Timms on the pitch and just kind of cues it into the hole where Cabrera kind of vacated. That ball right towards shortstop. Marcus kind of picked it up late. But when he did pick it up, he saw the ball in left field. And even with the strong throwing arm of Chu in left, still able to get over to third. They got to score this run.
It is the tying run at third base. Ryan Rayburn tripled one in back in the second. Fouled straight back. He had a rip.
Pavano's kind of reinvented himself from the guy that used to throw in the mid-90s, 95, 96, the power slider, to a guy that throws lots of changeups, BP fastballs, occasionally, and he'll get up to 91, 92 with his fastball, but he's usually in the high 80s.
Well, I wonder if you can draw any parallels between Pavano and what Jeremy Bonderman is trying to do until he gets what he hopes will be that fastball back up to 92, 93, 94, if it indeed comes back.
That's a good comparison.
Pavano is able to, as you called it, reinvent himself. He's in a jam here, though. The 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bondo out earlier today, still on the comeback trail. And the Tigers are certainly hoping that at some point this year they can get Jeremy back in the rotation.
Well, the good thing about the Bonderman situation is they don't have to rush him. They got a team that's in first place. Would they like to have him and healthy? Absolutely. But guys like Bonderman, guys like Carlos Guillen, we really don't have to rush him right now. You've got a team that's performing very well, so allow them to get healthy. Although Carlos is going to go down and play in A-ball once the All-Star break starts.
That's Monday, right? Lakeland?
Yes.
Well, that's good news. I don't know how long it's going to take him. I think it's going to take him a little bit, I would think. Maybe a week, 2 weeks down there. And to find his stroke, get back into playing shape.
Well, he's been out since May.
Yeah.
That's a long time. This is not an easy game. You can take as many ground balls as you want, as many fly balls. You can take all the batting practice in the world, but it does not simulate game action. Does not simulate game action.
Missed it high.
Well, he started Marcus on a 3-2 pitch with 1 out. Cleet Thomas was standing in the batter's box. Does he do that here with Cleet? Might as well. You stay on the double play. And Cleet has the ability to steal a base.
Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Here comes the throw down to second. Caught in a rundown. Now Thames coming in from third. And Marcus will be tagged by the catcher Martinez. So just like that, the threat fizzles for the Tigers.
you have a chance of stealing the base, but he didn't get a good jump. Therefore, Marcus tried to steal home, or at least got himself into a pickle, and the Tigers kind of ran themselves out of an inning there.
By the way, we're still wearing the jerseys for Detroit and Cleveland here on Negro Leagues weekend. And Rod, obviously this is a great thing. I mean, we've done this every year now at Comerica Park, but I know you in general, you had an opportunity to play in the big leagues, so this means a lot to you.
Oh, without question. Anytime I come to the ballpark on a nightly basis, and I'm fortunate enough to come upstairs and broadcast big league ball games with guys like Jackie Robinson and Willie Mays, and the list goes on, and all the African-American players that weren't able to play in the major leagues. It's just an honor, and I think the Tigers do it perfectly by honoring the Negro League players for an entire weekend.
Yeah, instead of just one game, tonight is the game, but the celebration has been going on all weekend long, so it's just a great thing here at the ballpark every year that they do at Comerica Park. Now the Tigers obviously have not been able to get to Pavano just a little bit, but he's been able to wiggle out of a couple of jams.
Well, he's not giving him a lot to hit. He's done a nice job. You got to give him credit, and that's why he's won 7 games this year. He is keeping the ball out of the center of the plate. Just about everything that he's throwing is either running way inside or off the plate, so he's just not giving in to the Tigers hitters.
Here's Sizemore with 1 out. 3-2, Cleveland in the lead as we play in the 5th inning here at Comerica Park.
You know, just to finish that thought on Cleet Thomas running from first base on the 3-2 pitch to Rayburn. If it's a left-hander on the mound, then you can understand why you can't get a good jump. You don't want to get picked off. But we've documented the fact that Pavano does not have a quick pickoff move. Therefore, in that situation, if you're Thomas, you almost have to treat that 3-2 situation like you're stealing that base.
And the result was a strikeout. 2-4-5-2 was the official put out on that play. Three 3-0 on Sizemore. 3-1.
Well, you have to stay out of these types of counts against a guy like Sizemore. Even though his batting average is at .235, he's a pretty good hitter in these counts.
Three and 2. Waiting on deck, Victor Martinez. 3-2 pitch. Pulled on the ground to second base. And there are 2 gone. We got Victor Martinez.
The catcher, Victor Martinez.
Martinez is behind the plate tonight. He is catching, and as Rod mentioned earlier, it's pretty much an even split at first base and catching, but the numbers are anything but even.
I wonder why that is. I mean, obviously I can sit here and say because he's squatting down and he's thinking about, trying to lead the pitcher on any given night as to why his numbers are drastically down while he's catching. But unless you really follow the team on a day-to-day basis, you really don't know.
Hammered to right field, straight at Cleet Thomas. Hit it hard, but he's out. 1, 2, 3, they go. Tigers baseball tonight on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. superstores. And by wall-side windows, we can do that. We are the factory. Back here at Comerica Park, Tigers down by a run. 3-2 is our score. The Cleveland Indians in the lead. And a great night for baseball here on Negro Leagues weekend. Of course, the 42 of Jackie Robinson is honored at every big league ballpark.
Only one player that's active right now wears number 42, and once Mariano Rivera retires, no one will be issued that number.
Here's Brandon Inge. Waves and misses. 0-1. Trying to remember, were there any other players recently? I know Mo Vaughn used to wear 42.
Mo Vaughn wore it.
I don't know if there was anyone recent. The 0-1 pitch. Tried to check it, and he went around.
I'm drawing a blank on who else was wearing it, but there were a few other players that were wearing 42 in that Mo Vaughn era.
But Rivera is the last one.
He is the last. Dave Henderson wore number 42.
Did he?
Yeah, Hindu.
The 0-2. Inge with an RBI single, 55 driven in. Ball outside, 2-2. Pavano has 3 strikeouts. And now he's run the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. On deck, G Money. The 3-2 pitch. On the ground to the shortstop. Cabrera. Inge is out, 1 gone. What's going on in the land of the Twinkie Dome? It's in the top of the 5th at the Metrodome in Minneapolis. 4-0 Chicago. These are the standings coming into play tonight. Chicago 3.5 back, Mini 4 back. And the Indians 14 out. We were talking last night about whether or not Cleveland would be trading some players at the deadline, and it appears as we get closer and closer that's probably going to be the case.
They might be able to get themselves a nice prospect for Pavano if they want to move him.
Well, Mark Shapiro said that they are looking for young upper level pitching talent. Rolled slowly towards short, and Cabrera makes another play.
Well, if they're looking for some upper level pitching talent, they're going to have to deal somebody like Cliff Lee or Victor Martinez.
Yeah, which makes you wonder if that indeed is the philosophy. But Shapiro also went on to say we want some young guys that are upper level pitching talent they can control for a couple of years, not some guys that'll be around for just a couple of months. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as the deadline approaches. And by the way, that poll question tonight, we'd like you to get involved. Tigers' toughest opponent in the second half. Right now, 66% say the Twins. White Sox 25%. And that would be my vote. The Twins. And that's an update. We'll have the final totals on Tigers Live after the game.
You like the Twins team better than the White Sox team?
Yeah. I know your next question is going to be why. I just think that they just find a way to do it every year. I mean, they've got some nice pieces. We talk about the big guys in the middle, but they just really know how to play the game. And I think when it comes down to it, at the very end, the team that can execute the best is going to win. And I think the Twins worry me more than the White Sox, and Chicago's getting a little bit older now.
True.
That is pulled over the head of Peralta down the left field line. Everett will try for 2. Here comes a throw. He is safe. 2 out, 2 base hit. And he just made it.
When you hit the ball into left field and you're thinking about stretching a single into a double, you better get on your horse right away, and that's exactly what Everett did. We told you that Chu in the outfield has one of the best throwing arms in all of baseball. and it really works well from left field. He comes up and throws an absolute clothesline into second base. Great slide by Everett.
He just made it ahead of this throw. That left hand.
Foul play and slapped him all in the face.
Well, can Granderson tie the game here with a 2-out hit?
I think Carlos Quentin is a difference maker in the division.
That's a good point.
If he comes back and he's healthy from that plantar fasciitis, I think that's what you call it.
You are correct.
I think he's a difference maker. They got a solid bullpen, and those kids are starting to get straightened out a little bit. Gavin, Danks, Contreras has pitched well. It'll be interesting, though. It's funny, a couple of weeks ago, the White Sox were talking about trading away some of their pieces.
Yeah, the last time we were in town 2 trips ago, there was a lot of talk about how, oh, the season's over. Time to look to next year. Not so anymore. So your pick would be the White Sox then?
I think they're their toughest competition.
Yeah. Well, you know they're both probably going to be there. Unless because of the fact that you play every team in your division so many times that one team just kind of pulls away a little bit, which is possible. Galarraga hoping his teammates can tie this one up. They gave him a 2-1 lead. Two and two. Polanco waiting on deck. Tigers got their 2 runs in the second. RBI triple by Rayburn, RBI single by Inge. Everett right now at second base. Got it. Strike 3. Granderson caught looking. 4 strikeouts for Pavano, and the Tigers strand a man at second. Chu, Hafner, Peralta coming up.
When the Tigers take on the White Sox on Saturday the 25th, the first 10,000 fans receive a Going Green shopping bag. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or log on to tigers.com. Going Green at Comerica Park.
We'll do it. Another great giveaway here at the ballpark. Gave away the hats tonight, the Detroit Stars hats, which many of the fans are sporting here this evening. Shin-Soo Choo fouls it away. 1 ball and 1 strike on Chu. Hafner and Peralta to follow. Chu played for Korea in the World Baseball Classic. The 1-1.
He started his baseball career stateside for the Seattle Mariners. And therefore he doesn't have that traditional high leg kick that most of the foreign players have. More of a traditional batting stance for Chu.
He's out there 3 unassisted.
The designated hitter.
1 gone. Well, earlier tonight they had a nice ceremony on the field. Of course, you were part of a ceremony yesterday on the field, but they honored a lot of the old Negro League stars here before the game.
Yeah, it's always an honor for these gentlemen to get back to the ballpark as well. They look forward to this weekend every single year here in Detroit. When they're honored and they get a chance to get on the field and they feel appreciated.
Travis Hafner, the batter. He had some great nicknames in the Negro Leagues. Turkey Stern is one of my favorites.
Yep. Cool Papa Bell.
Cool Papa Bell.
Wasn't he the one that he was so fast he could turn the lights out and
Was that him?
be in the bed before the lights went out?
Now that's fast.
That's fast.
The 1-1. I guess Turkey's nickname came from the way he ran at an early age. Supposedly looked like a turkey with his running style. 1-2 on Travis Hafner. 2-run single for Hafner back in the 3rd. Galarraga missed. 2-2.
It was always great going to Kansas City, though, because that's where Buck O'Neil used to hang out all the time. And of course, we'd go to that Negro League museum and he would tell us all the stories about what went on in the Negro League. Buck passed away a few years ago.
That's going to get down to the corner and to the wall. Thomas falls down, but he'll get it back in and hold Hafner to a double. 1 out, 2 base hits. 2nd hit of the game for Travis Hafner.
The third baseman, Johnny Peralta.
It looked like he got himself a breaking ball that was just hanging. Cleat slipped momentarily. I thought he was going to try to throw Hafner out at second base. The ball was hit so hard he might have had a shot. But he fell down.
So Galarraga trying to find a way to strand this runner. Peralta the batter, and he hits a ground ball to short. 2 gone. The runner does not move up.
The first baseman, Ryan Garco.
It'll bring up Ryan Garco. Garco has a strikeout and a ground out, trying to extend his hitting streak, which right now is at 10 straight. A couple of guys in this game with a 10 gamer. Cabrera, Miguel, that is, for the Tigers. Garco came in hitting .386 over his last 12 games. Tigers have out hit the Indians 7-6, but trail by a run. Oh, 0-2. Garco, aside from being a very good ball player, was a smart kid. He had a 4.2 GPA in high school and then eventually went on to play in the Pac-10 at Stanford, which academically is an outstanding institution. Here's the 0-2 to right field. Thomas almost in his tracks to retire the side. So the double does no damage. We go to the bottom of the 6th on a weekend where we celebrate the Negro Leagues.
Brought to you by your Frost Brewed Coors Light. When that ball is hit into right center field like that, your second base umpire goes out, which means your third base umpire has to cover second. Your first base umpire rotates to the plate, and that's why Wally Bell, the home plate umpire, made that call at third.
Well, Wally Bell back behind the plate now as Polanco leads it off here in the sixth. They'll be followed by Cabrera and Thames. Players and not the only ones on the field that have their rotations.
Nope, everybody's got an assignment. Everyone's got somewhere to be.
Pavano's 0-1. Got it on his hands, and it's fouled back out of play. 0-2 on Placido.
That's why a lot of people talk about the inside fastball and using it to your advantage. Pavano's a guy that does not throw all that hard, but he has crowded quite a few of these guys today with fastballs inside.
Cabrera then attempts to follow here in the sixth inning, so this might be an inning where the Tigers can do some damage. They have 2, 3, and 4 coming up. The 0-2. Thought about it. That's in the air toward left center. Sizemore, 1 out. Well, we've got ourselves a sellout here tonight. 41,782 here at Comerica Park. They told us it was going to be a nice crowd here tonight, and it certainly is a sellout. And you can't pick a better night for baseball weather-wise. Fabulous. You're standing to watch this one. You ever been out in that vantage point out there in right center field where the folks are standing out beyond the brick walls out there?
Not during a game.
It's skied in the air to shallow right field. Francisco for out number 2.
I've kind of walked out there, but I've never been out there while a game is going on.
I was out there during the All-Star game back in 2005, just kind of hanging out there a little bit. It is a really neat area out there, and a neat kind of view of the ballpark and view of the field. Looking over the shoulders of the outfielders.
They got that new spot out there this year too, Jungle Light.
Yeah, that place is jammed too.
Welcome to the jungle.
A lot of great areas in this ballpark. Missed inside. Did he go? He did. Mike Estabrook said that he went around. Ooh, up and in. 1-2.
Did that get Wally Bell?
Looks like it might have. And here comes Kevin Rand to take a look at it. Like it caromed off the glove first. Ooh, top of the head.
It buckled him. He went down to one knee. What?
So Kevin Rand chatting with Wally Bell, who seems to be fine. Meanwhile, Martinez ran out to the mound to buy a little time as well. They making dinner plans? Okay then. Wally's all right. 1-2 on Marcus Thames. 3-2 Indians lead. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Pavano looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Two and two. And there is strike three. Bell punches him out of there, much to the chagrin of Marcus Thames. 1-2-3 they go. It's 5 strikeouts for Carl Pavano. It's the largest selection of authentic Tigers gear, including clubhouse caps, t-shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, and a whole lot more. Get your Tigers gear straight from the source at Tigers.com shop. The easiest way to do it. So we go to the 7th in a 3-2 ball game. Luis Valbuena leads it off for the Cleveland Indians. Valbuena, Francisco, and Cabrera. Grounded foul outside of the bag at first base. 1-1 on Valbuena. Doubled in the 4th, was thrown out trying to stretch it to a triple. That's pulled in the air to center field. Granderson not going to get it. It's going to roll by him. To the warning track it goes, and Valbuena has another extra base hit, his 2nd double of the game. That's a big hit for the Indians. He's in scoring position now with nobody out. There is action in the Detroit bullpen. Dulce, and knee.
I don't think Dulce's pitched since that 16-inning game in Minnesota last Friday.
You might be right. I think you are right. Yeah, July the 3rd. That's bunted foul.
Looked like Francisco was bunting for a base hit there, and not necessarily trying to sacrifice Valbuena to third. And if you do bunt here, you got to bunt the ball down toward third base. You want Inge to field it, which makes it easier for Valbuena to get to third.
And that's a pretty good one. Oh, it's going to be a tough play for Inge. Safe. Everybody is safe. The runner moves up. Not only do they advance the runner, but Francisco is aboard.
He made a perfect bunt. He took his time. Inge was anticipating the bunt, but he did a nice job. He called off Laird rather early. He grabbed it. He threw off that right foot. He got something on the throw as well, but Francisco able to beat it. And Cabrera stretched about as far as he could stretch.
So some trouble brewing here in the 7th as Asdrubal Cabrera. 1 for 3, single and a run scored. Galarraga gave up 1 in the 1st and then 2 more in the 3rd. They haven't scored against him since, but they've got a big time threat going here. Cabrera spent some time on the DL himself in June with a shoulder problem, and in the leadoff slot he's been pretty good for them. They put Sizemore in the 2 spot and Cabrera hitting .275 leading off. Tipped foul, 0-2. It was a couple of years ago in 07 when Asdrubal hit .283. In fact, he earned the starting position at second base with a strong last month and a half.
Yeah, that's the year they almost went to the World Series. They were up 3-1 over the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be impossible for them not to go.
In the ALCS and lost.
Meanwhile, Eric Wedge has had trouble getting his team back in contention since. 2 balls, 2 strikes, although they have had to deal with a lot of injuries, and we've often talked about how that can affect a pennant race. Tigers now have been out hit 8-7. Three and 2. How about the pitch count on Galarraga? 98. He wasted one there. Fouling it back out of play. And so Cabrera stays alive, getting the bat on the ball, and try it again against Galarraga. Sizemore is waiting on deck, and he's had a big night so far with a couple of hits, including a triple. Tigers came into this one playing very well at home this year. They were 26-12 here at Comerica Park, just 5 under 500 on the road.
That's their best start ever here at Comerica Park.
Well, one of the things they've been able to do is play pretty good baseball against the Central. They're 4 over. We've talked about how important that is over and over again. And again, back out of play. Tigers, meanwhile, have been able to take care of these Cleveland Indians. They've beaten them 6 straight times. Edwin Jackson did the honors last night, outdueling Cliff Lee. There's another Tigers All-Star, Verlander. Nine pitch at bat, and he fouls another one away. Verlander pitching tomorrow. They're both going to St. Louis for Tuesday night, and then they will both pitch against the Yankees coming out of the break.
Luke French getting the ball on Friday night in the Bronx, huh?
And he'll oppose A.J. Burnett. Again, the 3-2. Ground ball hit to the right side, and it's through a base hit. 1 run scores on the play, Valbuena. Meanwhile, Francisco goes to second. Now it's 4-2 Cleveland.
Good at bat by Cabrera. They're really good at bat.
going to be it. Here comes Leland with Sizemore due up. They want Fute knee. So it's a Wallside Windows pitching change here at the ballpark. Mr. Nee will enter the fray, and we'll be back. Fute knee.
First time the Indians have had a chance to look at Nee, but I'm sure they've watched a little bit of him on video, and they also have a scouting report on him, and so I'm sure they know he's got a real good changeup.
Galarraga threw 103 pitches before departing, and now Grady Sizemore with 2 men on.
He may be up there sacrificing, as was Francisco earlier in this inning against the left-hander. Nope.
No balls, 1 strike on Sizemore. Single, triple, ground out. Ground ball right here would look lovely. Nobody out. Lifted in the air instead toward left field. Rayburn coming under it. This will not advance the runners. 1 gone. So Nee gets Sizemore. Now Victor Martinez. Martinez had an RBI in the first and a sac fly. Walked and scored in the third. Now a ground ball perhaps gets you out of the inning. And Victor has hit into 8 double plays this year. Fouled away. Well, Nee certainly gives you a different look to begin with, and of course opposing players are not too familiar with him just yet. All you really have to go on are scouting reports, maybe a little bit of film, but he is not a starting pitcher. I should say tape, not film. Film maybe in the 70s. 0-1. Nee was doing some good work down at AAA with the Mud Hens, 3-0 with a 2.6 ERA. And he had 32 strikeouts in 24 outings. Out of Taiwan. 2-1 on Victor Martinez. Came in hitting .295 overall, but .309 on the road. He's got a big runner down there at second base in a 2-run game. The 2-1. Driven to right field, straight at Thomas. They might get a double play. Valbuena will make that. Francisco is doubled up. He was standing at third base.
Thank you very much.
Tigers get a double play. Tigers baseball tonight brought to you by Bell Tire. Four to two, the Indians lead as we go to the bottom of the seventh here at Comerica Park. A sellout tonight, 41,782 in attendance. And Drummond Island checking in tonight. They heart Mario and Rod. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yes, indeed.
So here come the Tigers now, down by a pair, 4 to 2. It'll be Clee Thomas, Ryan Rayburn, Brandon Inge. Cleat a couple of hits, and he has also scored a run. Pavano back out there, and a bouncing ball right back to the mound. One pitch, one out. Pavano had 83 pitches through 6 innings, so you would think he still has a little bit left in his tank. And maybe the more incredible thing is 21 of 23 first pitch strikes. Here's Ryan Rayburn. Tripled in a run on his first at bat. Rayburn hit a ball deep to left center field out of the reach of a running Grady Sizemore. And Rayburn now has 23 RBIs. And those 23 RBIs have come in 49 games. Third and final game of the series tomorrow. Tomooka and Justin Verlander. There's a bunt. Foul, 1-1. Verlander will be gunning for his 10th win. It'll be his final start prior to the All-Star break. That's tonight's starting matchup. We'll get you tomorrow's momentarily. There's a strike call, 1-2.
Those guys bounce back fast.
Yeah, they're not throwing tomorrow. These guys are throwing tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Tomooka. He's been around a long time.
Yeah, he has.
And Verlander with 9 wins.
Get down.
Shallow right field, and Francisco for out number 2.
It is now time for the Home Depot doing more on defense, and Brandon Inge has been getting busy on defense today. This boy can make some plays. The feet are the key with Brandon. That's an average play for him, but boy, he took a couple of steps in a dive to make a nifty put out at second base, gloving the ball to Polanco. Doing more on defense, Brandon Inge.
RBI single and 2 at bats for Brandon. Drilled to center field. Sizemore is there. Struggled with it, made the play. Just a 7-pitch inning for Carl Pavano. Tigers go 1-2-3. Let's go to the 8th. On Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, standing the test of time since 1849, and by Beaumont Hospitals. Do you have a Beaumont doctor? Celebrating Negro League weekend here at the ballpark. Tigers and the Cleveland Indians, or the Stars and the Buckeyes, if you will.
Slim Jones versus Satchel Paige.
And as we go to the 8th inning, with the Indians leading it by a couple of runs, it'll be the Futeni Shin-Soo Choo matchup. Hafner and then Peralta to follow. Knee with a hook, misses high. Futeni came on in the 7th inning, got a fly ball and a double play. Shin-Soo Choo is 0 for 2. There's a strike, 1-1. Choo also has a walk. He's walked 3 times in the series. Fouled away, 1-2. Tigers find themselves home for a pretty good stretch. We mentioned that they will be going to New York. That's only a 3-game series. Then they come right back home. They've got Seattle coming to town. They've got Chicago coming to town. So Jim Leyland knows that this is a pretty good stretch here at home. And of course, his team plays well at home. The 1-2 on the ground, foul just outside of the bag at first.
Seattle can pitch a little bit. Got a pretty good pitching staff led by Felix Hernandez. Their first-year manager, Don Wakamatsu, doing a very nice job with Seattle. Did you see where they traded Betancourt to the Kansas City Royals? Unieski.
Oh, Unieski, really? I didn't see when that happened last night.
A couple days ago.
A couple days ago?
Yeah. So the Royals finally have themselves a shortstop.
Ball's hit pretty well. Deep right center, off the top of the wall. Extra bases for Chu, and he pulls in with a double. I think Betancourt's a good player.
Yeah, I don't know what happened in Seattle, but apparently he wore out his welcome there. So I was reading some comments every now and then online where they didn't feel like he was playing, to his full potential, and there were some issues. So I guess they felt like it was better served for them to trade him. Good for Kansas City, that's for sure. They've been looking for a shortstop.
Here comes Hafner. Cleveland tonight with 5 extra base hits. Hafner has a 2-run single, and he drives this one to center field. Granderson backing up. Runner tagging up. And the throw not in time.
Good base running by Chu. He saw that Granderson was going back on that ball as he was catching it. And therefore, Granderson, even with a strong throw, was not going to throw him out. Granderson could not get behind this ball and get his momentum carrying him back in to get more on his throw. So good base running by Chu.
It's going to be it for Fute Ni. Hafner is the first out of the inning, and Freddie Dulce will be called upon. So we'll step aside. Ni leaves. Dulce is in. We'll be back. Dulce now will have to pitch with the infield being pulled in, and Johnny Peralta stepping to the plate. There is strike one on Peralta.
It looks like Chu is coming on contact. And very aggressive on that secondary lead.
Indians have 10 hits now. Good pickup there by Laird. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Way high with the breaking ball. 2-1. I mentioned that Dulce hadn't pitched in a while. July the 3rd at the Metrodome in Minneapolis on that last road trip.
He got the win in that game.
It lasted a while.
16 innings.
That ball's hit well to right field. I mean, hit well. Thomas looking up, and it's off the wall. That'll get a run in. And Peralta pulls into second with a double. It's now 5-2 Cleveland.
They've been beating that out of town scoreboard up today.
The first baseman, Ryan Garco.
A fastball right down the middle. And the Indians have had a nice approach this evening.
Here's Garco. 11 hits. And yet another extra base hit for Cleveland. Fastball right at the knees. It's a big run there, making it a 5-2 game. Garco is 0 for 3. Fly ball, ground out, strikeouts. Oh, and 2. They probably had to search to find a uniform small enough for Freddie Dulce. And the one that he has on is hanging off his body pretty good. He's a little guy.
Yeah. Got some little bitty calves too, with sticks.
The 0-2 pitch. Tigers bullpen this year with an ERA of 4.06. The 1-2, the count stays on Garco. Popped up, foul ground, room for Cabrera. 2 gone. And the runner holds. Peralta going nowhere. And now Valbuena. That run that scored here in the 8th inning, charged to Fute Ni. Runner at second base, the responsibility of Dulce. Valbuena has doubled in his last 2 at bats. Oh, 1. Tigers in the 8th inning will have Laird, Everett, and Granderson. Tigers recall Dulce on the last homestand. They were playing Chicago. Freddie's numbers at AAA were just okay. He was 2-2 with a 4.35 ERA. 24 outings with the Mud Hens. He had a couple of saves. Actually 4 to be exact. Spent a lot of time in the big leagues last year. Three and 1. He's fallen behind Luis Valbuena, the number 8 hitter. Pulled on the ground to second base, right at Polanco. But another big run in for the Indians. Bottom of the 8th coming up. It is now 5-2 Cleveland. Carl Pavano's been good tonight. 7 innings, 2 earned runs, no walks. He has fanned 5. Galarraga 6 innings, charged with 4 earned runs and a couple of walks, 3 Ks. With Cleveland on top 5-2. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Pavano back to the hill. He needed just 7 pitches in the 7th. He is facing Laird, Everett, and Granderson.
He has been ahead of just about every single Tigers hitter that has gone to the plate tonight. Literally.
Laird pops it up. Shallow center field, the shortstop, Cabrera.
Well, perfect example. You don't have to be overpowering to win games at this level. Pavano has showed us that tonight. He has touched 93. He has not pitched there. He's been pretty much around 87, 88 miles an hour. And he's gone as low as 77. And that's courtesy of Comcast.
Here's Adam Everett. Adam had a double with 2 outs in the 5th. Tigers at that point were trailing by just 1 run. Couldn't get him in though. 1 ball, 1 strike on Everett. Adam earlier this year, back on the 2nd, had a grand slam against the Indians. Aaron Laffey gave it up. The 1-1 pitch. Bunting, third base side, charging is Peralta. Nice play. 2 away and 9 straight retired by Pavano.
Good idea by Everett to maybe a little bit too hard. And Peralta still learning the finer points of that third base position. Looked like he'd been playing it forever on this play.
I've talked to Brandon Injaw at that play many times. He says one of the toughest things about that play is you have no time to get the grip on the baseball that you want. And the grip that you get when you pick that ball up, that's what you're going to have to use when you throw it. Could be 4-seam, could be 2-seam. Granderson batting with 2 outs. One ball, 1 strike.
Pavano has a lot of movement on everything he throws as well. Very few straight fastballs has he thrown today. Fearless with that changeup. Ahead of everybody. That's ridiculous. That's one of the best I've seen in a long time. 25 of 28.
Granderson 1 for 3, had a single in the 1st. One of the 7 Tigers hits tonight. This will be the 100th pitch that Pavano throws, and he missed with it. 2-2. Most of them fairly economical. The innings, that is. 18 is as high. Swing and a miss. Granderson down. Tigers are out. And another strikeout for Pavano, his 6th. We go to the 9th. Francisco Cabrera, Sizemore on the way. Their closer beginning to warm up. He'll get loose. There's a strike called on Ben Francisco, who leads off the ninth inning. Cabrera and Sizemore to follow, facing Freddie Dulce. Chopper hit to the shortstop Everett. One away. Only once this year has Cleveland pitching not allowed a walk in a game, and that was May 1st here at Detroit. And Pavano didn't walk anybody. Looks like it'll be Wood when we get to the bottom of the ninth. Asdrubal Cabrera has 2 singles plus an RBI. Two and 0. And Dulce now falls way behind. 3 balls, no strikes on Cabrera. On deck, Grady Sizemore. There's a strike right down the middle. Back up the middle into center. That's another hit for Asdrubal Cabrera, his 3rd tonight.
Nice day.
Meanwhile, the Indians as a team have put up 12. So here's Grady Sizemore. Sizemore has a single and a triple. Freddie last year pitched in 42 games out of the Tigers bullpen. That was his first taste of the big leagues. And he'll never ever forget his first pitch in the big leagues. It was to Manny Ramirez. He surrendered a home run on the first pitch he threw in the big leagues to Manny. It was last May.
Straightaway center field here at Comerica Park.
Yeah, it wasn't a cheapie.
No, it wasn't. And it was a slider, too.
How do you remember that?
I don't know. I just remember it.
It's a good memory. The 0-1. Pitch out, kind of. 1 ball, 1 strike. Asdrubal Cabrera, the runner at first base. Tigers, when we get to the bottom of the ninth, they're going to have 2, 3, and 4 due up. One and 2 on Sizemore. Brady, a terrific football player in his high school days. In fact, he was the all-time leading rusher at his high school in Washington State, over 3,000 yards rushing. Multi-sport star, born in Seattle. And passed up an opportunity to play at the University of Washington collegiately. Runner goes. Big jump. Laird going to have a tough time. He is out at second base. Must have overslid the bag. Gerald does it again.
He is unbelievable. Great jump by Cabrera. It's a breaking ball, but his feet are so quick, and he's so efficient with his throw. That's a pretty good slide there by Cabrera.
He tried to avoid tag.
His foot must have came off the bag because initially he was not tagged.
I don't think it did. Meanwhile, Sizemore is out to end the inning. So we'll go to the bottom of the ninth. 5-2.
There's Eric Wedge, and he's enjoying himself a little bit more tonight than he did last night. And the main reason is Pavano was outstanding today. Last time we checked, he was 25 of 28 and first pitch strikes to the Tigers hitters. He did not throw anything down the heart of the plate. Two-seam fastballs, changeups, cutters, you name it. He did a wonderful job. That's our bell tire pitch by pitch. Outstanding effort by Carl Pavano tonight.
So that means the closer's on now. Kerry Wood will come in and try and put this one in the win column for the Indians.
He's blown a few this year, 11 of 15. And a couple of those blown saves came against his former club, Chicago Cubs, when they played in Chicago in interleague play. His last save a couple of days ago, he needed 4 outs to get a save. His 11th for Eric Wedge against the White Sox.
So 3 outs to go for Cleveland to even up this series. They lead 5-2. Placido Polanco leads it off. Not going to be easy for Wood. He's got 2, 3, and 4 to deal with. First pitch is up high. 1-0 on Polanco. Hitless tonight, 0 for 3. 2-0. Kerry Wood, in his heyday with the Chicago Cubs, once struck out 266 batters in a year. That was back in 03 with the Cubs when he was a starter.
He got 20 of those bad boys in one game.
Yeah. And he's fallen behind here now, 3-0. Rally Caps trying to help the Tigers here in the ninth. He's taking. It is ball 4. Leadoff man is on. Leadoff walk for Polanco. That is the first walk for Cleveland pitching tonight. Here's Miguel Cabrera. Strike 1 on Cabrera. He's 0 for 3 tonight, but 5 for 14 in his career against Kerry Wood with a home run. 1-1. That's low. 2 balls, 1 strike. High fly ball, right field hit well. Way back to the track, to the wall. It's gone. 2-run shot for Cabrera. And the Tigers are alive and well. They're down by 1.
First time we've seen Cabrera play long ball to right field in a long time. He got that 2-1 fastball, got underneath it, and he's got plenty of power in that direction.
Get out of here. Gone. And all of a sudden it's a 1-run game. Cabrera hits his 18th home run. 50 RBIs for Miguel. Carl Willisong had a brief chat with Kerry Wood, who in his last 4 outings, no runs, 4 strikeouts. And here's Marcus Thames. 1 swing of the bat away from tying this one up. And he drives one in the air into center field. Sizemore coming in to make the play. First out of the inning.
First breaking ball that he threw of the inning as well.
That home run now gives Cabrera a hitting streak of 11 straight. He was 0 for 3 up until that point. Let's see if Thomas can get something started here. Lead has a couple of hits in this game, both singles. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Toward left field and caught by Chu. Battled it a little bit. 2 gone. So it's up to Ryan Rayburn, who has provided his share of dramatics this year. Rayburn is the Tigers' last chance. Wave and a miss. 95-mile-an-hour fastball from Kerry Wood. First meeting between these two. Bouncing ball to short, should do it. And that is that for the Tigers. They make it interesting with 2 runs here in the 9th and the home run by Miguel Cabrera, but they will fall a run short tonight as the Indians hold on to win it, and Kerry Wood gets the save. Right now we check in with Mickey York for a preview of tonight's Tigers Live.